Welcome to all the astrologer lovers, the people who love astrology, philosophy, spirituality. Let's go. Listen, we're going to be speaking about personality qualities of Gemini. What? Are you ready for this? I want to see if you're ready. I want to make sure if you're ready. Are you there? Oh, you ready? I see it in your face. I see it in your face. So, what is Gemini, right? Because before we even go through planets, through signs, you gotta understand the basic qualities of the zodiac sign. Zodiac sign are just personalities. So when somebody say, "Oh, what's your sun sign?" Like that don't mean nothing. Because you can have sun in this sign, and then moon in this sign, and then Mercury in this sign, and that makes you you. That's why everybody's unique, because nobody has the same placement of planets, a combination in their chart. That's why so everybody's multi-dimensional. And every planet has fixed qualities, but the personality is the sign. Sign is just like the clothes. So when a planet goes in, that particular planet is going to wear the clothes. So Sun is in Gemini, it's going to wear Gemini clothes. Sun is in Cancer, Sun is going to wear the Cancer clothes. See, now you understand, right? You follow me? I see that. Boom. So Gemini, right? Personality qualities. Well, Gemini is what I'm doing right now. Everything that I just did from the beginning of the video and what I'm doing right now is Gemini. Gemini is about communication. That's the main quality of a Gemini. Gemini is about mimicking, like an actor. Listen, you owe me money. Where's the money? Oh, you sure you don't got my money? Are you sure? Because if you don't got my money by Monday, your life is over. Yeah, exactly. That is Gemini. Gemini has the potential to mimic somebody. So, a lot of actors has Gemini. News reporter, Gemini. Perfect example of a Gemini is Jim Carrey. This guy is a mimicking artist. Comedians has a lot of Gemini qualities because they can mimic. Like when I'm talking right now, if somebody has a strong Gemini or Mercury, because Mercury controls the sign of Gemini, then they will be able to mimic me, what I'm doing, my performance. So Gemini is about giving a message out. It's the messenger of the gods. Gemini, right? People say that it's the twins, that they have multiple personalities, but this is incorrect. Geminis are not two-faced. People think that they're two-faced, but that is not the case. Because in Western, yeah, it's like two people, like twins, but in Eastern, like where Vedic astrology really comes from, it is called Jyotish as well. It's actually a man and a female coming together. So the thing is that a Gemini has the potential to mimic somebody, to become somebody else. So it's not like they're being fake or they're switching up on you. No, it's that they have the potential to mold themselves into whatever scenario is required for them to be. So they know how to switch their communication up, and not just their communication, also their body language. Because see, language is also a form of communication. So they know how to form and adjust themselves to the scenario that they're in. So they make great businessmen as well in certain cases. So they just mold themselves. Gemini is a mimicking artist. He can mold himself into any shape and form. Because it's an air sign. So whatever idea of who they want to be or what they want to portray, they could become. It's kind of similar to Pisces, but it's very distant, very different, because they do different things. Pisces is more spiritual, where Gemini is just like a prince, somebody who want to have fun. But they mold themselves. They are mimicking artists. They know how to use their body language, their speech language, depending on the scenario that they're in. If Gemini is about ideas, it's about ideas, exchanging ideas. This is about chit-chatting, right? And Gemini is skills of hands, because Gemini is originally the third sign of the zodiac, so it has the same quality as the third house, and third house is hands. So originally, wherever Gemini is placed is about skills of hands. A great pianist, Gemini, guitars, even from musical talent, anything that requires your hand. Writing is very connected with communication, because the thing is, writing is a form of communication. It's just in a scripture, it's written. So skills of hands, writers are seen with Gemini. And a host like Ryan Seacrest, radio host, and is communicating an idea. And this is what I'm doing right now, is Gemini qualities. Anything that requires communication. So any planet here will have the need to talk. Like a moon, we're gonna discuss every planet through the sign of Gemini. But what happens is, look, a brief description for you guys, so you guys can get a little taste, right? Gemini, let's say moon is in Gemini, then it's gonna be like the mind needs communication. They're always communicating. They're always talking. If Venus is in Gemini, then a person requires communication. I already made a video of Venus in Gemini, so if you haven't watched it, go watch it so you get a better understanding of what Gemini is. So if Venus is in Gemini, then they need communication in order for them to prosper, in order for the relationship to evolve. That's how they fall in love, when they have a lot of communication with the opposite partner or sex. So listen, depending on what sign you are, wherever your sign of Gemini is placed in the chart will show where you would like to communicate, who you like to communicate. So if Gemini is rising in the first house, this shows that, man, your whole body is about communication. You love communication. You love interacting. Your body, you're like an entrepreneur. Forgot to mention that Gemini is about entrepreneurship as well. The entrepreneur need good communication quality. They need to have a lot of ideas. They need to know how to talk with people. And also, because remember, because Gemini is originally the third house, and it's about friends. So these people like to interact with their friends a lot. Now let's say if Gemini is in the second house, this means that you're very intellectual when it comes to your finance, because remember, it's ruled by Mercury. Mercury is about your logical intelligence, and so Gemini is there, so they can be very intellectual with their finance, and they're very communicative with their family. When it comes to their family, they grew up in a family who plays a lot. They remember, it's like Mercury is a prince. So they like to communicate a lot with their family. Gemini controls the third house. Then this is a double energy. Remember, anytime, if you're Aries ascendant, then every planet is ruling the original house. So it's like a double energy. I will always say that. So Mercury is doing what it's supposed to do. They're great at communication, especially if Mercury's well placed or sitting in his own sign. They're great at communication, and they love to interact with their friends and siblings and neighbors. So Mercury's doing its job pretty well. If Mercury I said Mercury, I mean Gemini. My head kind of goes crazy because I think too much, a little bit too fast. If Gemini is in the 4th house, then your mom taught you communication. She was a very communicative person, and she could be always cleaning and moving around in the house, just doing things, and she was very communicative with you. And she might have, and you yourself, you're very communicative in the house. You kind of become like a mimicking artist. When you're in the house, you just know how to interact with your family. If Gemini's in the 5th house, then you are very communicative with children. You know how to communicate with children, and also you have the intelligence, especially again, if Mercury's well placed, you have the intelligence to make speculative business, to know where to put your stock money at. Anytime Mercury controls the 5th house or sits in the 5th house, these people know how to make like the right moves in stock market, where to invest their money in. And also they could be great at studies as well. They could be very intelligent. If Mercury, again, is in the 5th house. If Mercury is in the 6th house, then because 6th house is job, like your daily routine. And this means that you can either have a job that requires you to communicate. You can have a daily routine of communication. And you could be always interacting to resolve your problems. The way you can solve your problems is through your communication. If Gemini is in the 7th house, 7th house is the physical body of your partner, of who you're gonna marry, and to see how they're gonna be, their original qualities. Because the 1st house is you, and what's directly opposite to you is your partner. How they're gonna be is the 7th house. And if Gemini is there, then you're going to get a very communicative spouse. They're always going to be playing around, having fun, mimicking. They're going to basically get a personality quality of Gemini type of partner. If Gemini is in the 8th house, well, these people love to chit chat about things that are hidden from the world. And also because Gemini is a curious planet, these people could be very sexual because curiosity to dig for the truth, and the truth more as like the hidden truth, the hidden knowledge. Remember, 8th house, it has to do with astrology. Astrology comes from the sign of Scorpio and the 8th house. So, and other combinations too, but if you really want to see somebody, they're into astrology a lot, 8th house, Scorpio. These two astro people. So Gemini, logical intelligence, chit chat, in the 8th house, making a person curious to talk about and interact about, and even be curious about sexual pleasure, about the 8th manners. That's what they like to talk about. If Gemini is in the 9th house, these people would like to have discussions and share ideas about their religion's belief, about their higher belief. They love to talk with their friends about, listen, God is the savior of the universe. You need to follow him. If you don't follow him, then you'll burn in hell. You get it. They like to talk about their belief system. They like to talk with their gurus. They like to just have conversation with their teachers. And by having conversation, by interacting with them, they kind of get a broader sense of their belief system, right? So if Gemini is in the 10th house, and this could give you a public image, a reputation of somebody who's communicative. People look at you and they be like, that's an entrepreneur right there. You could be like very smart looking to the people, and you know how to interact with them in public. You can have glasses, looking all sharp like a prince. Ooh, be careful with that look. If Gemini is in the 11th house, well, this can make you very social. See, 11th house is hopes and wishes, but it's also your network circle and large group gathering. So this can make you somebody who knows how to mingle with people, know how to interact with people in order for them to get their hopes and wishes. And because it's gains, it's wealth, like a lot of money. This is like any planet in the 11th house brings a lot of money. So Gemini being there, and it's originally friends. If Mercury's well placed, then you receive gains and money from your friends, because you interact with your friends a lot. You know how to mingle, and your friends, they know how to cooperate with you. Boom, you can get a lot of money through your network circle. If Gemini is in the 12th house, then these are the individuals who like to talk about and chit chat about spiritual manners. Like, what is spirituality? I want to know how it feels like to be in China, because 12th house is foreign travel. Okay? And these people, like, they like to read about things that are beyond this world, like spirituality, meditation, and they like to discuss this with their friends. You see, Gemini, I think I acted enough in this video to describe to you guys what is Gemini. And Gemini is an actor, it's a mimicking artist, it's a communicator. It's about delivering a message. All right? Astrologer, listen, you gotta elevate your thinking. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. This channel is about astrology, philosophy, and spirituality. All right? And the movement will continue to grow. All right? To the next one.